My name is Caroline, and the day my son Ethan brought home that quiet boy named Jamal, I didn't know my whole world was about to turn upside down. Some stories begin with noise, doors slamming, voices shouting, secrets bursting out, but mine began with silence. A strange, uncomfortable silence that settled in my home the moment that boy stepped through my front door. It was a Saturday morning in late October. The kind of morning where the sun feels soft and the air carries the smell of old leaves and cinnamon. I was in the kitchen baking my grandmother's apple pie when I heard the front door open. "Mom?" Ethan called. His voice sounded nervous. That alone made me pause. Ethan was loud, laughing, full of life. Nervous wasn't his language. "Yes, sweetheart?" I wiped my hands on a towel. "You brought someone home?" There was a long pause. Too long. Then, Ethan stepped into the doorway with a boy behind him. He was tall, too thin, shoulders tense like he'd been holding his breath for years. Dark hoodie, hands in pockets, eyes moving around my kitchen like he didn't trust anything, including the air. "This is Jamal," Ethan said quietly. I smiled, polite mother mode. "Nice to meet you, Jamal." He nodded, but didn't say a word. His eyes, they looked tired. Not sleepy tired, life tired. The kind of tiredness you see in people who have learned to survive instead of live. I felt something twist inside me. "Hi," he finally whispered, the smallest, softest voice, like someone who didn't want to disturb anything. Ethan put an arm around his shoulder, protective, almost defensive. "Mom, I told him he could stay for the weekend." I blinked. "No, you didn't." "I'm telling you now." There was tension in his jaw, a warning in his eyes. Ethan wasn't just asking, he was telling me something without words. "Mom, please don't say no." I looked at the boy again. His clothes didn't fit him. Hoodie too big, shoes worn down, backpack almost empty, his shoulders stiff, like someone expecting to get yelled at. "Of course he can stay," I said softly. Jamal inhaled sharply, like he hadn't expected kindness, like kindness was foreign. They went upstairs and I stood there with the pie cooling on the counter, my hands trembling just slightly. There was something wrong. Not wrong because he was black, not wrong because he was quiet, not wrong because he looked different, wrong because he looked lost, broken in a way kids shouldn't be. I'd worked with troubled youth at a community center for years. I'd seen that look before, the "I've been through something I can't talk about" look. But this one carried a weight heavier than anything I'd seen. Around lunchtime, I went upstairs to call them. Ethan's door was slightly open. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but what I heard made my heart freeze. "Just stay calm. My mom's cool. She won't call anyone." "Call anyone?" Jamal's voice trembled. "What if she finds out? What if they come here?" "Who? Find out what? Come here why?" I knocked on the door before I scared myself with my own questions. The boys jumped. "Lunch is ready," I said. "Come on down." Jamal avoided my eyes all through the meal. He ate quietly, taking small bites like he wasn't sure he was allowed to have more. At one point, he flinched when I reached for a spoon. Flinched, like a child used to being hit. My stomach twisted. After lunch, Ethan took the plates to the sink. Jamal stood quickly, as if trying to help, but Ethan gently pushed him back. "No, bro, sit. You're a guest." Jamal looked confused, like he didn't understand what a guest was. Later that evening, Ethan fell asleep on the couch watching a movie. Jamal sat on the other end, arms wrapped around himself. I walked over slowly and sat beside him. He stiffened. "Are you okay?" He shrugged, eyes glued to the floor. You like the movie? It's fine. You're comfortable here? Another shrug. Jamal, sweetheart, I spoke gently, the way I speak to kids who are scared of their own shadow. You can talk to me. You're safe in this house. He swallowed hard. Nothing safe. Not really. His voice held a kind of truth no child should know. What do you mean? I asked quietly. He shook his head, eyes glistening. Nothing. Ethan told me not to make trouble. I don't want to mess things up for him. He's the only person who's ever... He stopped. I waited. Been nice to me. My chest tightened. This boy wasn't visiting. He was hiding. From something, or someone, or maybe from a life he didn't want to go back to. Before I could speak, he stood abruptly. Can I go to bed? Of course. He walked away quickly, almost running. I sat there on the couch, staring at the TV, the characters moving and talking, while my mind drowned in questions. What was happening? Why was Jamal so scared? Why did he think someone would come for him? Why was my son protecting him? And what secret was this boy carrying that made him look over his shoulder every 10 seconds? I didn't know yet, but I felt something deep in my bones, a mother's intuition that doesn't lie. This was only the beginning, and whatever story Jamal was hiding, it was about to turn my peaceful world into something I wasn't ready for.
I barely slept that night. I kept turning from side to side, staring at the ceiling, thinking about that boy, Jamal, sleeping under my roof. Something in his eyes haunted me. Children shouldn't look like they've survived a war. But that boy carried the weight of something dark. Around 2:30 a.m., I finally drifted off. But at 3:07 a.m., I woke up again. Not because of a nightmare, not because of noise in the house, but because of something worse. Something soft, something muffled. A crying sound. Not loud crying, not the kind where someone wants to be heard. This was the kind of crying people do when they're trying desperately to hide it. I sat up instantly. It was coming from down the hallway, from the guest room, from Jamal. My heart clenched. Parents learn to recognize cries, even ones that aren't from their own children. And this cry, this was a cry from deep inside the soul. A cry of pain buried under years of surviving. I got out of bed, put on my robe, and walked carefully down the hall. The closer I got, the clearer it became. He was crying into his pillow, trying so hard to stay quiet. I hesitated at the door. Kids from rough backgrounds often don't trust adults. They hide their pain like it's a shameful secret. If I walked in too fast, I could break whatever fragile sense of safety he had built here in just one day. So I knocked gently. "Jamal," I whispered, "Sweetheart, you okay in there?" The crying stopped instantly. Silence. I waited. After a few seconds, I heard the tiniest voice. "I'm fine." He wasn't. "Can I come in?" I asked softly. No answer. But he didn't say no. So I pushed the door open just a little. And what I saw, I will never forget. Jamal was curled up on the far side of the bed, knees pulled to his chest, arms around his head like he was protecting himself from a blow. His shoulders were shaking, his face buried. He looked like a child hiding from a monster. "Sweetheart," I whispered, "what happened?" He didn't look up. "It's nothing," he said. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I'll be quiet." The way he said, "I'll be quiet," shattered something in me. Those were words children learn only when they've lived in homes where making noise brings punishment. I walked slowly toward the bed and sat on the edge. "You don't have to be quiet here." My voice trembled. "You don't have to hide." His body tensed like a spring. "I shouldn't have come," he whispered. I shouldn't be here. I'm messing everything up. You're not messing anything up. You don't understand, he said sharply, pain heavy in his voice. Things happen when I stay somewhere too long. My blood ran cold. What things? He shook his head violently. Bad things. I wanted to reach for him, but I knew touch could be frightening for a child who had only known rough hands, so I kept my voice steady. You're safe here. He laughed a broken, painful little laugh. No one's ever safe, he whispered. Not around him. Him. There it was again. The invisible shadow hovering over him. Jamal. I swallowed. Who is him? He shook his head again, wiping his face with his sleeve. I shouldn't talk about it. I promised I wouldn't. Promised who? He hesitated. Ethan. That surprised me. My son told you not to talk about something? He nodded. Why? Because it'll get worse if people know. People? Or someone? Sweetheart, I said softly, look at me. He slowly raised his face, and I saw fear. Raw, unfiltered, the kind children don't learn on their own, the kind someone teaches them. His cheek had a faint bruise. Not fresh, but not old either. How did you get that? I asked softly. He touched his cheek without thinking, then quickly pulled his hand away, as if he had just revealed something he didn't mean to. I fell, he said quickly. That lie again. That old lie abused children always use. The lie adults train them to say. I shook my head gently. No, sweetheart, that's not a fall. His lips trembled. Please don't make me say it. You don't have to say anything. You're not ready to. But I want you to know this. Nobody gets to hurt you. Not in my house. Not ever again. A tear rolled down his cheek. You don't know him, he whispered. He finds me every time. My heart sank. Jamal, who finds you? He squeezed his eyes shut. My mom's boyfriend, he finally whispered. He's not even supposed to be living with us. He's got a record, but she let him stay anyway. He gets mad a lot, at everything. And when he drinks, he hits whoever's closest. I covered my mouth to stop myself from gasping. This boy wasn't just dealing with fear. He was running from violence, real physical violence. And your mother? He shook his head, throat tight. She just watches. I closed my eyes for a moment, fighting back the anger rising in my chest. People don't understand this kind of pain unless they've seen it up close. But I had. Years working with kids who carried bruises beneath their clothes. Kids who learned to tiptoe through their own homes like intruders. Kids who believed pain was normal. I opened my eyes again and spoke as gently as I could. You're safe here. He can't come into this house. Jamal shook his head. You don't know him. He's crazy. He'll look for me. Let him look, I said firmly. He won't get through me. His eyes widened, like he'd never heard an adult speak for him before, like he had never been protected. Then suddenly he leaned forward, and for the first time, he let himself fall against me. He grabbed my sleeve like a drowning child clinging to the only floating thing in the ocean. I wrapped my arms around him slowly, carefully. He cried. Quiet, shaking sobs that sounded like years of pain finally breaking loose. And while he cried, I whispered, You're safe now, baby. You're safe. Nobody is going to hurt you again. It took him a long, long time to calm down. Eventually, he fell asleep with his head against my arm. When I finally laid him down gently on the pillow, one thought burned through my heart like fire. I wasn't going to let that boy go back to hell. Not if I could help it. But what I didn't know, what I couldn't know, was that the danger wasn't outside my home. It was already coming, closer, every minute. And the night Jamal cried in my house, someone was already looking for him. The next morning, the house felt different. Quiet. Too quiet. Even the sunlight coming through the kitchen window felt hesitant, like it didn't want to disturb whatever had broken open during the night. I brewed coffee, my mind replaying every detail of Jamal's tears, his trembling voice, his bruised cheek, his fear of him. No child should ever have to say, "He finds me every time." Those words were still stuck in my chest like splinters. I was staring at the coffee pot when I heard footsteps. Jamal walked into the kitchen slowly, eyes low, shoulders stiff, like he wasn't sure he was allowed to be seen. "Morning, sweetheart," I said softly. "Did you sleep any better?" He nodded, but his eyes told a different story. He still looked like he was listening for footsteps behind him, listening for danger. Before I could say more, Ethan came bursting in, loud and cheerful as always. "Hey, Mom, Jamal, bro, you hungry?" He playfully nudged him. "We got cereal, eggs, waffles, whatever." Jamal flinched. Not dramatically, just a small, quick flinch. But I saw it, and it hurt. I placed plates on the counter, trying to stay calm. "Breakfast is ready. Sit, both of you." They sat, though Jamal sat like someone expecting a chair to be pulled from under him. We ate quietly for a moment, but I kept watching Ethan. He kept glancing at Jamal, then at me, then away. Something was off. Finally, I put my fork down. "Ethan," I said, "I need to talk to you." He froze mid-bite. Sure. About what?" I looked at him carefully. "I heard Jamal crying last night." Ethan's eyes widened. Jamal's spoon stopped halfway to his mouth. I continued gently. "And he told me about what's happening at home." Ethan swallowed hard. Silence thickened the air, but Ethan's reaction, it wasn't surprise. It wasn't confusion. It was fear. Not for himself, for Jamal. He shot a quick look at his friend, a look that said, "I'm sorry." Then he turned to me. "Mom," he said slowly, "you weren't supposed to know." Those words hit me like a slap. "Wasn't supposed to know?" I repeated. "Ethan, what did you know?" He rubbed the back of his neck, a habit he had since childhood, something he did only when he was caught in a lie. I folded my arms. "Ethan, tell me." He exhaled. Okay, I knew things were bad. I mean, I didn't know everything, but I knew enough to understand he needed a place to stay. My voice hardened. "And why didn't you tell me?" He looked at Jamal again, guilt heavy on his face. "Because he begged me not to." I turned toward Jamal. He dropped his gaze, ashamed. I softened. "You don't have to hide anymore," I told him. But Ethan shook his head. "It's not that simple, Mom." "Why not?" Ethan took a deep breath. And then he said the first lie he ever told me that truly broke my heart. "Because he'll go back home soon." Jamal stiffened. His eyes flashed with panic, his breathing shifted, but he said nothing. I stared at Ethan. "That's not what he told me," I said quietly. "He told me he's afraid of going back." Ethan swallowed hard. "Mom, you don't understand. If people get involved, things could get worse for him." My jaw clenched. "Ethan, he is living in a house where a grown man puts his hands on him. You expect me to ignore that?" He put his hands up. "I'm not saying ignore it. I'm just saying be careful. His mom, she's scared of her boyfriend. And that man, he's not normal. He's the kind of guy who doesn't care about consequences." Jamal's spoon clattered onto his plate. "I told you," he whispered, voice shaking. "I told you she'd get involved." "Sweetheart," I said gently, I'm not trying to hurt you. I just want to keep you safe." Jamal shook his head violently. "You don't understand. If he thinks I told anyone," he squeezed his eyes shut, "he'll come. He always does." Ethan reached over and put a hand on Jamal's shoulder. "Not here," he said. "My mom isn't like your mom. She's not scared of him." I wanted to say something comforting, something wise, something strong, but before I could, the doorbell rang. We all froze. One ring, then another. Sharp, loud, aggressive. My stomach dropped. "Who is that?" Ethan asked. Jamal had turned pale. Completely pale. He whispered one word, "Him." My blood turned to ice. "No," I said quickly. "He couldn't have." But then the third ring came. This one wasn't a ring. It was pounding, fists slamming into the door. "Open up," a man's voice shouted. "I know that kid is in there." Jamal covered his mouth, choking on a sob. Ethan jumped from his chair. "Mom, don't open it. Don't even go near it." I took a deep breath. The pounding grew louder, more violent. "Open this door!" Ethan grabbed Jamal's arm. "We're going out the back," he whispered fiercely. But Jamal was frozen, literally frozen in fear. "Mom," Ethan whispered urgently, "please, for once, don't try to handle everything yourself." I looked between the door and the boys. I could feel the danger on the other side of that wood, thick, real, ready to spill over. And in that moment, the moment right before everything in our lives changed, I realized something. This wasn't just a scared boy who needed help. This was a hunted boy, and the hunter had found him.
The pounding on my front door shook the whole house. It wasn't just knocking. It wasn't even anger. It was possession. A man trying to reclaim something he thought belonged to him. "Open this door right now." His voice roared from outside, deep and sharp like a knife dragged across metal. Jamal whimpered. Ethan grabbed him tighter. I stepped forward, slowly, carefully, my heartbeat loud enough to drown out the pounding. "Mom!" Ethan hissed. "Do not open it." "I'm not," I said, though my legs moved like they had their own mind. I didn't want that man breaking my door. I didn't want him terrorizing my home. But most of all, I didn't want him thinking he could come here to my house and threaten my children, even if one of those children wasn't mine by blood. The pounding stopped. A sudden silence filled the hallway. But it wasn't peaceful. It was the silence right before a storm hits. Then, thud. Something slammed against the door so hard, the frame rattled. "Come out here, boy." His voice boomed, too close. "Come out before I take this whole door off its hinges." I took a deep breath and forced my voice calm. "You need to step away from my property," I shouted through the door. A beat of silence. Then he laughed. A cold, mocking, hateful laugh. "Lady, you think I care about your property? That kid in there is mine. Now open this damn door." Behind me, Jamal's breathing had turned into gasps. He was trying not to cry, but his fear was spilling out in every shaky exhale. I turned around. "Kitchens, now," I pointed down the hallway. Ethan didn't hesitate. He wrapped an arm around Jamal and pulled him toward the back door. But as they moved, the man outside started kicking the door. Bang, bang, bang. Every kick echoed through the whole house. I could hear wood splintering. "You think you can hide him from me? You think you can keep me from what's mine?" I took a deep breath and forced my voice calm. "The police are on their way." I shouted through the door. A beat of silence. Then he laughed. A cold, mocking, hateful laugh. "Good," he screamed. "They can help me take him home." Another loud crash. I could see the top hinge beginning to loosen. A whole door frame was shaking. I dialed 911 myself. The operator picked up quickly. 911, what's your emergency?" "There is a violent man outside my house. He's trying to break down my door. Please send officers now." The operator's voice stayed calm. "We have officers on the way. Do not open the door. Do not engage." "I'm not," I said, but I was in my heart, because every kick to that door felt like it was landing on Jamal's small, frightened body. More banging, more shouting. Then, silence. A terrifying, sudden silence, until I heard it. Footsteps, crunching slowly around the side of my house. "Oh no," I breathed. He was going to the back. I rushed down the hallway and locked the back door behind the boys, praying they were already halfway down the alley. More footsteps. He tested the handle. Then he rattled it violently. "You think you can hide him? You think you can keep me from what's mine?" I stepped back, clutching the nearest object, a frying pan. He wasn't breaking into my kitchen. Not today, not ever. Just as he slammed his body against the back door, I heard sirens. Loud, fast, close. Blue lights flashed through the window blinds. He froze. I heard him mutter curses under his breath. Footsteps again, this time faster, running toward the front yard. I rushed to the hall window. 2 officers stepped onto my porch with flashlights drawn. "Sir, step away from the residence." He held up his hands, fake calm painted across his face. "Finally," he said, pretending to be relieved. "Officers, thank God, she's holding my kid hostage." My jaw dropped. He lied with a straight face, right into the night air, like it was nothing. One officer pointed at the splintered door. "Is that why you were trying to kick in her door?" The man nodded confidently. "He's scared of her. He was yelling at him earlier. He ran here to get away." I ran outside before they could even call me. "That is not true," I said firmly. "He came here begging for safety, and this man chased him." The stepfather smirked. "Ask his mother. She knows I'm here." "Oh, we will," the officer said coldly. At that moment, Jamal and Ethan reemerged from Mrs. Patterson's porch across the street, tears still streaking Jamal's face. The moment Jamal saw the officers, his legs trembled. He hid behind Ethan. One officer called out gently, "Jamal, son, can you come here a second?" Jamal took one small step. Then the stepfather yelled, "Don't you dare! Get over here now!" Jamal jumped like the words were electric. The officer's eyes narrowed. "That's enough," he said sharply. And then, finally, Jamal spoke. His voice cracked, his shoulders shook, but he stepped out from behind Ethan. "He hits me," he whispered. "He hits me all the time." The stepfather stiffened. "That's a lie!" He continued, louder now. "He tells me if I tell anybody, he'll break my jaw." His breathing hitched. "He tried last night." A long pause. The officer looked at the bruises on Jamal's cheek, then at the splintered door, then at the stepfather. "Sir," the officer said low, "turn around, hands behind your back." The stepfather panicked. "What? No, that kid lies. He's weak. The officer didn't let him finish. Within seconds, his hands were cuffed. Jamal started sobbing, harder than before. Not out of fear, but out of release, out of years of trapped pain finally stepping into air. I rushed to him, wrapping him in my arms. "You're safe now, sweetheart. I promise you, you're safe." Jamal collapsed against my chest, clutching my shirt. Ethan placed a protective hand on his back. And the night that began with pounding fists ended with flashing lights and a trembling boy finally believing that someone chose him.
I still remember that night like it's carved into my bones. Lena had been staying with me for 10 days. 10 days of real sleep. 10 days of warm meals and clean blankets. 10 days of slowly learning how to breathe without fear. I truly believed she was healing. But life has a way of shaking you the moment you finally steady your feet. And for us, that moment came at 2:43 a.m. The first sound. At first, I thought it was part of my dream. Tap, tap, tap. Soft, distant, harmless. But then it grew sharper. Tap, tap, tap. My eyes snapped open. I sat up listening. The house was dark, quiet, still, too still. Something wasn't right. I slipped out of bed and stepped into the hallway. A strange chill crawled up my arms. Lena's room was at the very end. The door was closed. As I walked toward it, my heart picked up a steady, anxious rhythm. The light under her door. Lena always slept in complete darkness, not even a nightlight. But tonight, a faint, ghostly glow leaked from under the door. My breath hitched. I pushed the door open and froze. Lena was sitting in the corner of her bed, knees pulled to her chest, blanket wrapped around her shoulders. Her phone trembled in her hand. And the window was wide open. Cold night air blew into the room. "Lena, sweetheart, what are you doing? Who opened that window?" She didn't look at me. Her eyes were locked on the darkness outside. Wide, empty, terrified. "Someone was knocking," she whispered. My skin prickled. "What do you mean knocking? From where?" Her lips barely moved. "The window." Her fear didn't lie. I closed the window quickly and turned back to her. "No one is out there," I said softly. "You're safe here, baby." But then her phone buzzed and slipped from her shaking hands, dropping onto the floor. The screen lit up. Unknown number, 14 missed calls. A cold wave rolled through me. "Lena," I said quietly, "whose number is that?" Her voice cracked. "It's his. He calls from private numbers, so no one can trace it." I swallowed hard. "Since when has he been calling you?" She wiped her face, trembling. "Since yesterday. I didn't want to tell you because you already do so much for me." My chest tightened. "Sweetheart, why wouldn't you tell me?" She broke. "Because he said he would hurt you if I told anyone." My heart shattered right there. This child had been carrying fear meant for grown men. I sat beside her and gently held her hands. "You're not alone anymore. I'm not letting anyone touch you." But her eyes stayed distant, like she was trapped in a memory she couldn't escape. And then, crunch, crunch, crunch. Footsteps. Outside. On the gravel. Right under her window. A shiver ran straight down my spine. I moved to the window slowly, quietly, praying my instincts were wrong. I pulled the curtain back just a little, and that's when I saw it. A black SUV, parked in my driveway. Engine off, lights off. Silent, watching. No one sits in a stranger's driveway at 3 a.m. unless they're up to something. I rushed back to Lena. "Baby, pack your bag." She blinked fast. "Where are we going?" "Somewhere safer." And then she broke. "How did he find me? I turned off my location. I threw away my SIM card." I looked her directly in the eyes. "Sweetheart, either your phone is being tracked, or..." I hesitated. "Or what?" she demanded. I exhaled slowly. "Or he never stopped watching you." Her face went pale. "Auntie, are we in danger?" This time, I couldn't lie. "Yes, baby, we might be." The shadow under the door. We stepped into the living room, grabbing her backpack and my purse, and then it happened. A shadow passed under the front door. Slow, silent, deliberate. Lena clung to my arm like her life depended on it. "He's here," she whispered. "I know that shadow. I know that breathing." Breathing. Before I could ask again, I heard it too. A long, slow exhale. Right outside my door.
I called 911. My hand shook as I grabbed my phone. 911, what's your emergency? Someone is trying to break into my home. Please send someone now. The operator hadn't even finished her next sentence when bang, bang, bang. A heavy knock rattled the door. Then a man's voice. Calm, cold, wrong. Open the door, sweetheart. Lena collapsed to her knees. That's him! That's him! The knocking stopped. Footsteps exploded into a run. Gravel crunched, a car door slammed, then skrrr sped off into the night. I held Lena as she shook uncontrollably. But the question haunted me. The police arrived 8 minutes later. They searched the area, filed the report, told us to stay calm. But calm was impossible. One question kept drilling into my mind. How did he know exactly where she was? Was she being tracked? Did someone tell him? Or
The police left after filing the report, but their words hung in the air like cold smoke. Lock all doors, stay alert, call us if anything feels off. Anything? Everything felt off. The house didn't feel like home anymore. The walls felt too thin, the air too still, every sound too sharp. Lena sat on the couch with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders, knees pulled to her chest. She didn't speak. Her eyes didn't blink much. She just stared at the door like she expected it to explode inward at any moment. I sat beside her quietly. I didn't want to overwhelm her, but we needed answers. Real answers. After a long moment, she whispered, "I don't understand. How did he know?" "That's what we need to figure out, sweetheart," I answered softly. The phone we didn't expect to ring. At 4:17 a.m., Lena's replacement phone rang. Not her old one, not the one she'd thrown away, the new one. The one with a fresh SIM card, no social media logins, no synced contacts. A number flashed across the screen. No caller ID. Lena froze. Her lips parted, her breathing hitched, her eyes filled with terror so pure it didn't need words. I grabbed the phone before she could answer. "Don't," I said. "You don't have to pick that up. Not tonight." She shook her head hard. "He always calls from private numbers. He knows how to hide." I felt a chill run down my spine. If he had this number, if he somehow got it, then this wasn't just about tracking. This was about control. I asked the question she feared most. "Lena," I said, slowly, carefully, "sweetheart, is it possible he knows someone close to you? Someone who might be giving him information?" She closed her eyes. I could see the fear settle in her bones. She didn't want to say it. She didn't want it to be true. But after a long silence, she whispered, "My stepfather has friends everywhere." "What do you mean?" "He fixes cars. He knows people, mechanics, drivers, tow truck guys, street guys, people who owe him favors." "And they would help him find you?" She swallowed hard. "If he told them I ran away, yes. That wasn't enough for me." "How did he find this house, baby? Yours is one thing, but mine." Her face crumbled. She covered her eyes with her hands and shook her head as though she could shake away the truth. "I didn't mean to get you involved," she cried. "I thought he wouldn't find me here. I swear I didn't tell anyone." I reached for her hands and pulled them gently away from her face. "Look at me." She did, and that's when she broke. "There's something I didn't tell you. I didn't mean to hide it. I was scared." My heart beat slower, heavier. "What secret, Lena?"
She wiped her face, trying to breathe. When I left the house that night, I wasn't alone. My entire body tensed. What do you mean? There was someone outside. Someone I didn't know. A woman. She saw me running with my bag. My eyebrows knit. A woman? What did she do? Lena sniffed. She told me she'd seen me crying before. She said she lived 2 houses down. She told me if I needed help, she could take me somewhere safe. And did she? Lena nodded slowly. She drove me to the bus station. Did she know you were coming to Marcus's house? No, I didn't tell her that. I just told her I needed to get away. Did she know your name? Yes, I told her my name was Lena, but she didn't ask for my last name. I breathed out slowly. So this stranger helped you. That's good, sweetheart, but that doesn't explain. But before I could finish, Lena shook her head. It does, she whispered. How? Her eyes filled again. Auntie, I think she was following me. What do you mean following you? She kept looking over her shoulder. She kept checking her side mirror. And when she dropped me off, she didn't just drive away. How do you know? She parked across the street for like 10 minutes. My stomach tightened. And then she drove off, fast, too fast, like someone called her. A rush of dread crawled under my skin. Baby, are you saying you think she might have told him where you were going? Lena's shoulders shook. I don't know, she whispered, but I never told her I was coming here. I didn't tell her anything about Marcus. So how would he know? I leaned back, heart pounding, but face calm. A woman helping her. A stranger watching her. A strange car showing up at my house. A phone he shouldn't have had. A tracking ability he shouldn't possess. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't luck. This was intention. He didn't just stumble onto my address, I said quietly. He was led here. Lena covered her face again. I'm so sorry, she sobbed. I ruined your life. I put you in danger. I pulled her into my arms. You listened to me, I whispered. You didn't ruin anything. You're a child surviving something that would crush most adults. You are not the problem. He is. She cried harder into my shoulder. I held her tighter. After a long moment, I pulled back gently. We're not staying here tonight, I said, not after what happened. She nodded, swallowing her tears. Where will we go? A hotel. Somewhere with cameras, somewhere he wouldn't think to check. She wiped her eyes. Are you sure? Yes, sweetheart. But before we leave, I stood up. We're turning that phone off. She handed it to me, still trembling. I powered it down completely and placed it inside a drawer. Then I grabbed her things, my purse, and my keys. But before we stepped out the door, she asked something so soft I almost missed it. Auntie, do you think he'll stop? I turned to her. No, I said, honestly. Men like him don't stop. She inhaled sharply, tears welling again. But we will make him.
I barely slept after what happened with Jordan. The way he looked at me, the fear in his eyes, the way he kept saying, I never meant for you to find out. Those words kept replaying in my head like echoes I couldn't shut off. By morning, my nerves were raw. Marcus left for work early, kissing my cheek on his way out, completely unaware his entire world was hanging by a thread, and Jordan stayed in his room, quiet, silent, like he was afraid to face me again.
I kept pacing around the kitchen, telling myself I needed to act normal. Just breathe, just wait. Just hold yourself together till Marcus comes home. But fate didn't give me that much time. A knock at the door. Around 11:30 a.m., someone knocked. Sharp, urgent. I froze. Jordan's door quietly opened down the hall. He must have heard it too. He didn't step out, just peeked from behind the frame, eyes wide with the same fear I'd seen last night. I walked to the door slowly. Something was already telling me, this isn't good. When I opened it, there stood a man in a dark gray sweater, mid-40s, tall, eyes cold as stone. He didn't smile, didn't blink. He just stared at me like he already knew my name. "Are you Marcus's mother?" The hairs stood up on the back of my neck. "Yes. Who are you?" He inhaled deeply, like he was preparing himself. "My name is Detective Holloway. I need to ask you a few questions about Jordan." My throat closed. Jordan stepped fully into the hallway now, panic flashing across his face. Not fear of the police, fear of being found. The detective glanced past me and saw him, and Jordan's entire body went rigid. The detective's jaw clenched. "So, that's him." My heart dropped. "What's going on?" I asked, voice shaking. Before he could answer, Jordan whispered, "Please, don't let him take me." The detective stepped forward, flashing a badge. "Jordan Mitchell, you're not supposed to be here. You violated a protection order. You disappeared without notifying your caseworker, and you left your assigned residence without permission." Jordan's breathing turned shallow. No, you don't understand. I wasn't safe there. I had to leave. I wasn't trying to run." "That's exactly what you did," Holloway snapped. I stepped between them. "Detective, please. He's just a kid." "He's not a kid. He's 17, and he's been in and out of placements for a long time. He should have never been near this house." Jordan backed up until his shoulders hit the wall. "I didn't come here to cause trouble," he whispered. "I came because Marcus is the only good thing I have. I didn't want to lose that." Something in the detective's expression shifted, just for a second. Not sympathy, recognition. Like he knew exactly what Jordan meant, and exactly why he ran. But he hardened again. "I'm taking you back. Now." Jordan shook his head violently. "No, please, don't take me there. I can't go back. You know what happens there." The detective closed in on him. "I said enough." Jordan looked at me. Not the detective, not the door. Me, with eyes begging for help. For someone, anyone to hear him. "Auntie, please, you believe me, don't you?" And in that moment, everything inside me snapped into place. I did believe him. I didn't know why, I didn't have proof, I didn't have evidence, but I knew pain when I saw it. I knew fear. I knew the look of a boy who had been failed too many times by too many adults. "Detective," I said, stepping between them again, my voice steady this time. "You're not taking him anywhere until you explain exactly what's going on." He stared at me, hard, measured, and then he said something that nearly took my breath away. "Ma'am, Jordan isn't who your son thinks he is. He's not who you think he is. And if you knew the truth, you would never have let him inside this house." Jordan's face went pale, like a ghost. Like the truth was something sharp enough to cut through all of us.
The air felt heavier than the walls around us. Detective Holloway's words were still hanging in the hallway like smoke. If you knew the truth, you would never have let him inside this house. Jordan didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't speak. His eyes were locked on the floor like the truth itself was a monster with teeth. I swallowed hard. "Detective," I said quietly, "tell me what you mean." Holloway exhaled, lowering his voice. "Jordan has a record, a sealed juvenile file. Several warnings, multiple runaway incidents, psychological evaluations, and a pattern of attaching himself to families that aren't his. Jordan snapped his head up. "That's not what happened," he said sharply. "You're twisting it." But Holloway didn't flinch. You move in fast, you earn sympathy fast, you disappear fast. And every time the adults believe you, until something goes wrong. Jordan's voice cracked open. "You don't know what they did to me in those homes. And they don't know what you did," Holloway said. My heart pounded in my ears. "What did he do?" I whispered. Jordan shook his head violently. No, don't listen to him. Please, he's not telling you everything." The detective stepped closer. "Jordan, 2 years ago, Jordan got close to a family, very close. The parents were trying to help him. They trusted him." Jordan's chest tightened. "Don't do this," he whispered. Holloway continued. "One night, that family's oldest daughter, 15, called the police. She said Jordan threatened her when she tried to stop him from sneaking into their house after curfew." Jordan covered his face with his hands. "That's not what happened. That's not what happened." I felt a chill run down my spine. "Threatened her? How?" I asked. Holloway hesitated. "The report said he grabbed her arm and told her if she told anyone he snuck out, he'd make her regret it." Jordan's voice broke open completely. "I was scared. I didn't mean anything by it. I just didn't want to get sent back." "And before that incident, for months you lied about where you were going, who you were seeing, and you kept disappearing in the middle of the night." Jordan's chest rose and fell with panic. "Because those foster parents were worse than the streets." Holloway looked at me, tired and frustrated. "Ma'am, I'm not here to paint Jordan as a monster, but you need to understand, he has a history of running, lying, and manipulating his way into homes where he thinks he'll be safe." I stared at Jordan. His eyes were red, wet, terrified. "Auntie, please," he whispered. "I'm not dangerous. I just didn't want to be alone." Something in my heart twisted. Pain and confusion all tangled together. Because despite everything, despite the detective, despite the file, despite the accusations, I could still see the scared kid behind all of it. "Why didn't you tell us any of this?" I asked. Jordan let out a shaky breath. "Because then you'd look at me like he does, like everyone else does, like I'm already guilty." He turned toward me, voice trembling. "I ran away because people were hurting me. I stayed here because this house, this was the first place I didn't feel like trash." The detective stepped forward again. "Jordan, enough. You're coming with me." Jordan backed up into the wall like a trapped animal. No, I can't go back, please. Auntie, don't let him, please." "Jordan," I said, reaching toward him. But I didn't even get to touch him, because the moment Detective Holloway moved to grab his arm, Jordan bolted, right past me, down the hallway, through the kitchen. The back door slammed so hard it shook the walls. And in 2 seconds, he was gone. The detective cursed under his breath and reached for his radio. I just stood there, shaken, confused, heart pounding so hard it hurt. Because no matter how many things the detective said Jordan had done, no matter how dark the past sounded, no matter how real the danger felt, I couldn't deny the truth rising in my chest. Jordan wasn't running from us. He was running from something much worse. And I had a terrible feeling he wasn't coming back for help. He was coming back for something else. Something unfinished. Something he didn't want Marcus to know. Detective Holloway sprinted out the back door, shouting into his radio. Marcus and I followed him into the yard, but Jordan was already gone, vanished into the dark like a shadow that never belonged here in the first place. Marcus ran his hands through his hair. "Mom, what if something happens to him?"
What if he gets hurt again? I turned toward him slowly. Marcus, we don't even know what he's capable of. I do, Marcus snapped, eyes wet. He's not dangerous. He's broken. That's different. The detective walked back toward us, breath uneven. He's fast. He knows how to disappear. He's done this before. He paused, then looked sharply at Marcus. If he contacts you, call me. Immediately. Marcus didn't answer. I did. We will, I said. But the moment the detective disappeared down the driveway, Marcus rounded on me. Why did you say that? You know he won't call the police if he reaches out. Because it's the law, I said quietly. Marcus shook his head. No, it's fear. That's all it is. Jordan isn't a threat. He's scared. I swallowed. So are you, Marcus. He didn't respond. He just walked back inside, shoulders heavy, guilt dragging behind him like a chain. Later that night, the house felt hollow, too quiet. Every light was on, but the place felt darker somehow. Marcus was pacing his room, phone in hand, waiting for a message that might never come. I was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at the back door, remembering the way Jordan ran. Not like a kid trying to escape trouble, but like someone running for his life. And somewhere deep in my chest, I knew something didn't feel right about the detective's version of the story. Something didn't add up. Jordan wasn't violent. Not once did he show aggression in our home. He didn't yell, break things, threaten anyone. He was quiet, polite, skittish. Kids like that don't terrorize families. Kids like that are usually running from someone who did. My thoughts were broken by my phone buzzing on the table. Unknown number. One text. My heart stopped. Auntie, it's me. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out like that. Jordan? I grabbed the phone, hands shaking. Where are you? I typed quickly. Are you safe? A moment passed. Then, no, but I'm close. Don't tell Marcus, don't tell anyone. I just need to explain. Jordan, you need to come home. The detective wants... Before I could finish typing, another message appeared. The detective isn't trying to help me. He's trying to send me back. Back? To where? Then another message came through. The words rushed and panicked. I wasn't the one who hurt that girl. Her brother lied to protect himself. My breath caught. Jordan, what happened? I typed. There was a long pause. Then, I didn't threaten her. I tried to stop him. But he said if I talked, I'd end up like the others. Others? A chill ran through me. Jordan, who is he? I wrote, heart hammering. The response came instantly. Her older brother, the one everyone thinks is a perfect A student, church-going angel. I stared at the screen. And then came the message that broke everything open. Detective Holloway is his uncle. My whole body went cold. That was the missing piece, the thing that didn't feel right, the thing Jordan couldn't say earlier. But he wasn't done. Another text popped up, longer this time, shaking with fear. Please, I didn't hurt anyone. I tried to protect her, but they blamed me because I'm the foster kid, the black kid, the easy target. My throat tightened. Jordan, where are you? I wrote again. Silence. Then, behind your house, by the woods. Please come alone. If Marcus comes, I'll run again. I stood up so fast the chair scraped the floor. This wasn't a runaway. This wasn't a delinquent teen. This was a boy who trusted us enough to come back even after the world had turned its back on him. I grabbed my coat and stepped toward the back door. But before I could open it, Marcus appeared. Mom, where are you going? I froze.
Because if I told him the truth, he'd run out there and find Jordan, and Jordan was terrified of him knowing the full story. If I lied, I might lose my son. I took a shaky breath. Marcus, I need you to stay here. Why? What's happening? I hesitated. Jordan contacted me. Marcus's eyes widened. What? What did he say? Is he okay? Where is he? I swallowed. He wants to talk to me first. Marcus's face twisted with hurt. Why not me? I'm his best friend. I stepped closer, placing a hand on his arm. Because he's scared. And whatever he's carrying, he's not ready for you to hear it. Marcus's jaw clenched. So, you're going alone? Yes. No way! I'm coming. Marcus! But before either of us could say another word, a sharp knock echoed from the front door. 3 hard knocks. Authoritative. Cold. Marcus and I exchanged a look. Detective Holloway. Again. I whispered urgently. Marcus, don't let him know Jordan contacted us. Marcus nodded, fear clouding his eyes. And as I reached for the doorknob, I realized something terrifying. Jordan wasn't just running from his past, he was running from the man standing on the other side of that door.
Detective Holloway stood on my porch with the same cold, forced smile he had worn earlier, except this time, I could see the cracks. He wasn't hiding concern. He was hiding panic. "Evening," he said, eyes flicking past me into the house. "I just need to confirm something. Have either of you heard from Jordan?" My stomach dropped. Beside me, Marcus stiffened. I kept my voice steady. "No, not since earlier." Holloway's jaw flexed, just barely, but enough for me to notice. "He's a danger to himself," he said, "and if he's lying low nearby, he might try to contact you." Every instinct in my body screamed that the man standing in front of me wasn't here for the safety of a child. He was here to control the narrative, to bury something, to clean up a family mess. "Detective," I said, stepping out and pulling the door mostly shut behind me, "I think you should tell me what's actually going on." His eyes hardened. "You know enough." "No," I said, voice sharpening. "You know what you told me, and now I want the truth." His nostrils flared. "You don't want to get involved in this, ma'am." But it was too late for that. I was already in it, up to my neck. The woods, behind the house. The moment Holloway walked back to his car, Marcus grabbed my arm. "Mom, Jordan's out there alone. We have to go." I swallowed hard. "I know, and we will. But we can't let Holloway see us. Not until we know what we're dealing with." We waited. Lights off, curtains drawn. Holloway's car idled in the street for a full minute before rolling down the block and disappearing around the corner. Marcus exhaled shakily. "Mom, please, let's go." I nodded and grabbed a flashlight. We slipped out the back door and walked toward the woods, the air thick with fear and cold and secrets nobody wanted to speak. Jordan came out of the dark like a ghost. A faint rustling, then a shadow stepped into the edge of the light. Jordan. Sweaty, shaking, eyes wide with exhaustion and terror. "Auntie, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have run. I didn't know what else to do." Before I could speak, Marcus rushed forward and pulled him into a hug so tight I could hear Jordan gasp. "Don't ever disappear like that again," Marcus shouted, voice cracking. Jordan's shoulders crumpled. "I didn't want you to hate me. Not after you found out what I did." Marcus shook his head fiercely. "I don't care what they say you did. I know you. You would never hurt someone. Ever." Jordan's eyes brimmed with tears, but he shook his head. "You don't understand. They made sure it looked like I did." I stepped closer. "Jordan, the detective said you threatened that girl, that you scared her so badly she wouldn't talk." Jordan wiped his face, trembling. "She was scared, yes, but not of me. She was scared of her brother." The forest went still. Even the wind stopped moving. "Tell us everything," I said gently. Jordan drew a shaky breath. "He cornered her in the basement. Not me. Him. He thinks he's untouchable because of his grades and church and his uncle being a cop, but I saw him grab her. I saw him cover her mouth." Marcus swallowed hard. "What did you do?" "I yelled at him, told him to stop. I pulled him away from her." "Then why did she say you did it?" Marcus asked, voice cracking. Jordan looked away. "She didn't. Her mother did." My heart clenched. She was the one who called the police, not the girl. "She didn't want their reputation ruined," Jordan said bitterly. "Not when the good son had college scholarships waiting for him." "And Holloway?" I asked quietly. "What's his part in this?" Jordan's voice turned hollow. "He told me if I said one word, he'd make sure I never saw another foster home. He'd put me in juvenile detention until I turned 18. He said nobody would believe a kid with no family." This time, I couldn't hide my tears. Marcus stepped forward, voice trembling with rage. "So they blamed you because you had no one to protect you?" Jordan nodded. "And because I'm black." He didn't say it with anger. He said it with resignation, like he was used to it, like it wasn't the first time. "Jordan," I whispered, stepping forward and taking his cold hands in mine. "You're not alone anymore. You hear me? Not ever again." But before any of us could say another word, a branch snapped behind us. We turned, and Detective Holloway stepped into the clearing, gun drawn. "Jordan, step away from them." His voice echoed through the trees like a crack of ice. Jordan stumbled back. "It wasn't me! You know it wasn't!" "Stop talking," Holloway barked. Marcus stepped in front of Jordan. "No, you stop. We know the truth now." Holloway's lip curled. "You two have no idea what you're getting involved in." I stepped forward, voice shaking but firm. "So explain it then." He didn't. Instead, he aimed the gun higher, and for the first time, I saw real fear in Jordan's eyes. Not the fear of getting caught, the fear of being erased, silenced, forgotten. But then, the sound of 2 car doors slamming, flashing red and blue lights burst through the trees. Another police unit, a different one, not his. Marcus whispered, "You called them?" I nodded. He spun around, yelling, "This is my case!" But the officers didn't listen. Within 30 seconds, they had him disarmed and restrained. "What is this? You're making a mistake. That boy is lying." But it was too late. He was done. The truth had finally outrun him. 1 month later, Jordan wasn't sent back. The investigation proved everything he had said. The girl finally felt safe enough to speak. Her brother confessed. Holloway lost his badge and was charged with evidence suppression. And Jordan? He didn't go to another foster home. He came to ours. For good. Marcus hugged him every day like he was afraid he'd disappear again. And me? I finally understood something. Family isn't always the one you're born into. Sometimes it's the one terrified boy who showed up at your back door, shaking in the dark, hoping someone would believe him.
And we did. We believed him, and it saved his life.
Did you like the story? And which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If you like the story, you can support me by sending a super thanks so I can keep bringing more stories like this. Thank you so much for your sweet support. I'm looking forward to your comments on the story. On the screen, you can see 2 new life stories that I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story with love and respect.